You know what's tough? Spending an absolute fortune on all the technologies you need to be competitive today in bass fishing, but it also can be really fun and rewarding, right? I don't buy that stuff for competitive reasons. I buy it because it makes me more efficient on the water. But it is expensive, and you want to take care of it. You want to do your best to make sure that it lasts a long time. Whether or not you're going to sell them before you get rid of them and upgrade to the newer technologies, or you just want what you got to last you a long time. I can say for myself, for example, I have 2 graphs in my boat that I've had on there since I believe 2018. And I've had to really take care of them, right? And I do take them on and off when I do travel with the boat, or leave it outside when I travel to new places. And these guys from Rod Glove have the solution for you on that. That's the graph glove. This actually zips shut. Obviously this one's for a smaller graph. I believe this is for like 7 or 8, 9-inch graphs, something like that. There's larger ones for the different size graphs that you'd have, but this is like a neoprene case that zips up that allows you to carry it with a little cushion here when you're setting it down, and protects your screens and protects your graph as you put them in your car. If you want to put them in your rod lockers and lock your rod lockers, it's going to prevent them from getting chipped up, scratched up, damaged, and nicked up when going for rides and stuff like that when they're off your mounts on the boat. Next up, they've got the forward-facing sonar gloves now. So this actually goes over your transducers. I know all of you have probably seen this by now. If you go to the boat ramps, you're seeing everybody's forward-facing sonar deucers are obviously exposed to a lot because they're hanging down below the boat. They're getting hit with vegetation and beat up and all that stuff. But when they come off and they're stowed on your boat and you're driving down the freeway, that's when the real damage could take place. Rocks and things like that hitting that deucer could cause some serious damage. So if you want to protect them, you can wrap them up with this soft neoprene material, just like a reel cover or a rod cover from the Rod Glove here. This will protect those deucers that are very, very expensive. You don't want that road debris coming up and hitting them and chipping them and damaging them. And I know for a lot of the traveling anglers, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You will see the wear and tear on stuff as you trailer it around lots of places. Next, you got graph glass. This is from Precision Sonar. These guys have blown us away so far with their support and how much people enjoy their products and use their products. This is a glass cover that's going to go over the front of your screen. It's going to protect it from all sorts of damage that could take place. And let's face it, you crack the screen on that graph, you're really torn between it's really not even worth repairing it most of the time. It's just, the thing's done for. And it's not going to get covered by warranty or anything because you smoked it with a weight. So you take the time to protect your investments and truck something like that out. Next up, you have these little bungee straps here. This thing right here, those covers that come with your graphs, whether it be Garmin, Lowrance, or Humminbird, this will wrap around and keep them locked down there. So if you're driving around with your covers from the factory on the boat and you don't want them shooting off and flying down the freeway on you, check these out. They're a nice solution. I know I don't use both the graphs in the front of my boat all the time, so sometimes I like to leave that cover on. It would be nice to have something like this to just strap it on and make sure that that cover doesn't come off as I'm driving like an idiot around the lake. Lastly, you got glass sauce from our friends at Boat Bling there. So this stuff's going to keep your screen super clean. I am probably the most guilty person I know at letting my screens just start baking in with some water spots, and they just look brutal. And that can really affect the performance of them on the water. Trust me, I get chewed out by my friends that jump in with me all the time, even my wife. And this stuff is great. This will cut through that stuff and clean it up and make it really nice. It does make you more efficient to have those screens clear and shining, especially today with how much detail we have in forward-facing sonar and the better I just improved this year to the 34 LVS deucer, and I know that I can see better now. Why not keep my screen nice and clean? All this stuff's available now on the site, and it's all perfect stuff to protect that investment of your electronics on your boat. Go fishing.